Welcome back to LlamaMamaKayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I thank you so much for stopping by to hang out with me today. Why don't you grab you something to drink and a project or something to work on, and let's visit today. I have some questions wrote down that you guys have asked me, and just some things that, you know, I want to get out and say and stuff. And so, yeah, let's hang out for a little while. Today I am drinking Coney Island caramel coffee, and I have a little peep that is melting away. This coffee was sent to me by Lisa. She sent an assorted box, and someone asked if I could tell exactly what box that was, and I'm so sorry I can't. I threw that box away and took the K-cups and put them in my K-cup slots. So I do not have that box. Maybe if Lisa sees this, she could comment somewhere on here and say what it was she ordered. But I mean, I know Amazon has lots of assorted boxes, and I've had lots of different ones before. Not this particular one, but different assortments of boxes and such. And so it's always fun to try different flavors, you know, without committing to buying a whole box of one flavor and not knowing you like it. But I've looked through the different flavors of this, and I think there was one coconut that I will not be able to partake in. And I'll just put that one to the side for when my son Elijah is visiting. He can drink that. Dakota and I could not. But this is really good. It's Coney Island caramel. And I don't know what's special about Coney Island and their caramel. But it is very good. So I'm going to set my coffee over here to the side so I don't spill it. Make sure there's none on my mat. Today I am going to be trying out some tension rings. I do believe both of these came from Hobby Lobby. I know this one did for sure. And the metal one, I believe, did. But this one did because I just opened the package and it was Yarnology. Huh. Okay. So we're going to be trying these out and just seeing if they help or whatever. To free up my little pinky there. I am working on a duck blanket. Okay, so this is a duck blanket. This is the head. It's going to be a face. It's a mallard duck, by the way. And so it has a ring around the neck, and then it has some brown on it. And then I'm just doing camouflage. Now this is for a hunter who has a newborn baby boy. And so I figure the hunters in the family will appreciate a duck hunting blanket, because I know that they duck hunt. And I think the daddy's name might even be Hunter. But anyway, I don't know the new baby's name, but he was born a night or two ago with a little bit of complications, but I think he's doing fine now. But I do appreciate your prayers for the baby that this blanket is going to. It is the co-worker of Big Daddy's. It's Big Daddy's co-worker's grandbaby. Let me get that out correctly. Anyway, so I'm going to just start working on my blanket. I am just going to work on it every day and chat with you guys. And I hope that that's okay. I hope that you will come and find you a project to work on and come hang out with me and ask me questions in the comments. Okay, I loved every bit of reading about the coffees you guys drink and how you doctor that up and how you and teas and such, you know, and just your favorite drink. I loved reading all that, every bit of it. Very interesting. We are all so unique, right? And that is just so cool. I love that. I love that we're not all the same. We all have different tastes and such. But it was very interesting. I love learning about you guys. So I was trying to think of what question I was going to ask for today. And so I will have a question here in a little bit for you guys, but feel free to drop me questions in the comments for me to answer in the next video that I do like this. So, like I said, I'm working on this blanket like, you know, an inch at a time. It's a slow go progress because I'm learning to crochet again all over after having finger amputated on Friday. So, yeah, it's taking me, I'm having to get used to it, but hey, I'm getting it. I'm learning it, and it's, as I get going, I notice my speed picks up a little bit. But I am having to take breaks and rest my hands and stuff. And so, and please don't worry, I'm not going to do anything to injure my hand. I'm very aware of pain. It has some pain in it, but it's not excruciating pain. When I had this pinky amputated, I did wait a whole month to let that heal before I crocheted. But this hand was serving in a different way than this hand is. This hand, I was going to be gripping around a hook and gripping, and I did not want that incision to come open. So even after the stitches was out, I let that heal and made sure that it was not going to come open or anything like that before I started crocheting. Now this hand, I'm not squeezing anything. It's not really doing anything. It's just holding a piece of yarn. This hand's a lot lazier than this hand, and so it's just holding a piece of yarn, and so that's not going to cause me any kind of issues. So I'm good. I'm good. Thank you for your concerns for me. I do appreciate that, but I seriously am not going to do anything that I think would, you know, cause harm. I am resting my hand as needed. Mainly it's this hand that needs resting and not the other hand. So, and you see, I'm having a little trouble, and I just have to stop, take my yarn off, and redo it. And see, that split, and I only got one little strand of yarn on there now. But that's just part of it. Slow, you know, I just gotta be slow and steady. Wins the race, right? Somebody did say that. But also, I'm a get her done one stitch at a time, right, Judy? So that's what I'm doing, just one stitch at a time. I'm gonna get her done. Yes, so I can get a rhythm going, but then something seems to break that rhythm. But it's coming, you know. I really just don't expect to pick it up and just run with it. I do expect to have a little difficulty because I'm crocheting differently now. And that's just part of it. I've had to do that many, many times. Just relearn whatever it is I need to do. Let's see. Someone did ask about my cats. They hadn't seen them in a while, and they were wondering, where is my naughty cats? Well, Sassy right this minute is laying on the rug right behind my chair, and Sissy is laying in the cat bed on top of the piano, and Phoebe is in her puppy bed on the bench in here. So they're all close by. Now, I had something new to happen to my desk up here. And so, Miss Angela S. sent me something. Not my friend Angela, but a subscriber named Angela sent me something that I will tell about in a Happy Mail video. But I'm having to... I've got to get it was a little too big for my shelf, and so I've had to take that stand off and do something a little bit different with it. And until I get to Walmart to get the part that I need, I don't feel like it's secure enough for the cats to be up here. So I've had to just put a bunch of junk on my desk to deter the cats from getting up here. And so that is why they haven't been up here. Now, Sassy has jumped up over me here and came up a couple of times, but I've just put her down. But I'm just trying to get them not to get up here right now until I get things situated and everything on my desk put back together correctly. I'm gonna get a sip of my caramel coffee. My little Peep is just melting away. I don't add sugar, but that Peep has sugar on it, so it's adding sugar in here. But I did add some Sweet and Creamy International creamer. So let's see. Could I ask everyone to say a prayer for Shannon V? I don't know details. She didn't share a lot of details, but obviously she's having some medical health issues, and she would like prayer. So if you are a praying person, please say a prayer for Shannon. Appreciate that so very much. And I just love seeing that you guys coming together and commenting on each other's post, commenting that you're praying for them and stuff. Oh my gosh, that just tickles me to death. You just don't know. And my animals have been super clingy. Anytime I'm sick or have something going on, Phoebe and Sassy are super clingy. They both worry about me, like if I'm sick, because I throw up all the time. When I throw up, they're both just like so upset. Phoebe cries, and Sassy just wants up in my lap, and they just I end up having to tend to them because I'm sick and they need consoling. But they have been clingy. I've noticed that both Phoebe and Sassy have sniffed my bandage a lot. They'll just sniff it, But yeah, they're always clingy when I'm sick or when I have issues going on. So I am having to deal with that some, but mostly I'm trying to keep them off my desk right now. So when I get in the bed, here they all come. Even Sissy. Now, Sissy, she's not like an in-your-face type of cat, such as Sassy and Phoebe. But anyway, if you're new here and you don't know, I have two cats. We've had them just a little over a year. In January, we adopted them from the shelter last year, Sassy and Sissy. And then I have a Chihuahua, Phoebe, and they show up in my videos from time to time because they're part of my family. Now see, this is going pretty good right here, but then I've got to rest my hand for just a second. My pinky is getting a cramp in it. Someone asked me about, I was talking yesterday in a video about Big Daddy and his daddy had lived next door to us. And so they were, asking me a little bit more about that. He passed away when Dakota, our oldest son, was 3 months old. And I sure hated that because he would have been an excellent grandfather. He was. Those 3 months of Dakota's life, he saw Dakota every day. He was a Monroe police sergeant, and when he would get off work, he would walk straight to my door. He would park his truck walk straight to my door to see Dakota. If he was sick, he got a cold, and he didn't want to, get the baby sick, so he would just come to the door. It was a big window in the door, and ask me to hold the baby up so he could see him. And so that's what I would do. For about a week there, he had a bad cold and, didn't want to get the baby sick. So he would just come and look in the window of the door, and I would hold Dakota up so he could see him. But he would have been an excellent grandfather, but he did pass away when Dakota was 3 months old. And I was with him when he did pass away. Dakota was too. He was just a baby, a newborn baby asleep on the couch, though. He didn't know what was going on. Let's see. Moving on. Oh, many people have mentioned about putting my project in my lap. Okay, first off, I don't have a lap. Okay? Second off, that would be more uncomfortable for me. Crocheting at my desk is the most comfortable for me. That's why I've always done this, because that's comfortable. In my lap is, first off, I don't have a lap. Second off, that's uncomfortable. It would put my project down lower and more away from me, and I don't have good vision, and so I really do need my project up here in light so I can see. So yeah, that's not going to work for me. I mean, we all have different ways we crochet. There's no right way or wrong way. It's just whatever works for you. And this is what works for me. So let's see. Patty was talking about, we were talking about coffee. She was talking about that she cannot drink caffeinated coffee or at all at any time of the day, or she would never sleep. She has to have decaf coffee. And then she went on to say that, it's weird how when we get older, things change. Because now all of a sudden she is deathly ill to shrimp. So it is weird. And me and my friend Angela talk about that all the time, about how weird it is that, as we get older, things change, our tastes change, our preferences, and just, things like that. But it is weird, but I guess that's just natural for everybody. Trying to read, like I jot these questions down, but I can't really read them, okay? I just jot down keywords. Oh, Beverly was asking about going from a circle to a square, and I will record something about that later on when I get my crocheting down a little bit better. Let me get some, let me get a mile or two in on this and get more comfortable with my crocheting. And I was also asked, do I have a Cupid doll? I do not have a Cupid doll in my collection. I know exactly what you're talking about. But no, I don't have one. I don't know why I don't have a Cupid doll. But I don't. Let me see. This is the hardest part, is I used to hold my... I thought I had my yarn, but I didn't. I used to hold my project, and now I'm like, okay, I'm going to try one of these rings and see. So I'm going to try this. And it would be nice if I could just use this ring and not have to try to use that pinky to hold my yarn. But let's see. Let's see how this works. Okay. So if I could hold, if I had tension, see, it's not holding the tension really. Let me try it back here too. I don't know. I don't want to make it a knot. Let me see. How do I get my yarn in there? Well, okay. Let's see if I'm able to hold my project, because that's what I need. I need to be able to pinch my project like this and still have some tension. Let's see, that is much better, but there's really not any tension on this string here, because I've always had that wrapped around my pinky, and that was part of my tension. And I've tried wrapping it twice, and it didn't hold for me. So there's no tension there whatsoever. Really, the ring is not giving me any tension. See, it's just loose. I could pull it, but still it didn't give me any tension. I don't know. The ring is not working for me. Maybe I'm doing it wrong. Somebody tell me, what am I doing wrong? So the way I have it, I'm going to zoom in just so that y'all can see clearly more. There's just not any tension there, and my loops are like huge. Yeah, I can't do it without holding that yarn, so the ring is not serving a purpose. Okay, so I don't think that ring helps. And now I don't know how to get my yarn off that ring. Maybe if I hold my mouth just right. I'm cramping up a little bit trying to finagle with this. Okay, I don't get anything out of that ring. This ring, oh here, I just need to rest my pinky for a minute. We'll try that ring in a second. Right now it's kind of cramped up. And you would think this would be making it worse, but it's really not, that I can tell. Okay. Let me just drink some coffee. How's that? We'll just drink some coffee. My peep is almost gone. Someone asked, was we still planning on visiting Elijah soon? Yes, we are. This spring. I wanted to wait until it wasn't, cold up there or anything. So we do plan on visiting him this spring. Me, Dakota, and Big Daddy will all three go together. And it would just be a Saturday night, because we would go whenever Dakota got off work Saturday evening. So we would get up there Saturday night, and then we would get a hotel and stay the night, and then Sunday we would spend the day and then come home Sunday night. So it would be a quick trip, but it would just, you know, be to go and see our baby. I'm gonna get this figured out. I can tell, you know, like at times I do get a rhythm and get going, and then at times it's like it wants to fight me, but it'll get better. It'll get easier. I mean, it can't get any more difficult, right? So it's gonna get better and easier to do. Then my yarn split. Denise mentioned that it's, when she was telling about her coffee and all, she did mention that it'll soon be time for pumpkin spice and all that kind of hazelnut and all that again. Well, I'm just going to tell y'all a big old secret. I hate pumpkin spice. That is not me. I am not a pumpkin spice girl at all. My son Dakota is all about it. His mama, not. Now, when we're in town and we see something pumpkin spice flavored, we usually pick it up for Dakota, whether it be coffee or, around this past October, we found pumpkin spice popcorn. That does not sound good to me at all. But if you like pumpkin spice, then that probably sounds good to you. So we had picked up Dakota a couple bags of that when we saw it. But we always get him because he is all about pumpkin spice. Personally think something's wrong with him. No, some people really do like pumpkin spice, and you know, some of us don't. I'm trying my best here. Alright. Whew. Didn't think I was going to get through that little section. Okay, so someone asked me how long did I work at Walmart and did I work anywhere else? If you know the story, I got Big Daddy at Walmart. I worked there long enough, just long enough to get him. Just long enough to get that man. Now, I worked at Walmart for about a year while I was in college. I worked at Sonic in high school, and then at Walmart when I was in college for about a year. So, and then me and Big Daddy got married. Did I chain twice? You know, I can't remember. And somebody was mentioning, you know, like, I don't have to chain between them. I know. We all crochet differently. I like chaining. I like the one chain in between mine, and I like the two chains in between the corner clusters. So that's my preference, and there's no way I could change now. I'm too used to doing that. So I would have every other one no chain, and every other one chain. So there's no changing that now. I'm set in my ways the way I do that. And I don't know. I think I did leave 2 chains there. Yeah. Yeah, well, you know, once you set in your ways and you have a certain way you do things, you don't change it. Because you're not going to do it right. Okay, let's see. Yeah, alright. Got it. Let me flip my paper over here and see. There is not a pattern for this blanket. I just kind of made it up. Just something I visioned in my head, and I'm just putting it to crochet. It's a little unique. It's different. Not the norm. But I think it's going to work out fine. I just got to crochet the pieces that's going to go on this. But I want to get more comfortable with my crocheting before I do that. And so my plan was to put the face stuff on before this gets too big. But at the rate I'm going, I could probably crochet on this a month, then it wouldn't be too big. I don't think I got to worry about it getting too big right now. I'm good. I'm good. Oh, but yeah, this is just something I made up. And it will get there. We will get there. It's just, you know, gotta start out slow, and practice is what's gonna make it better. So this is practice. Alright. Okay, so we was talking about the coffees and stuff, you know, and somebody was asking me, but Laurel said that she does not do any fake sugar, and I do not either, Laurel. I cannot take fake sugar. First off, I just don't like the aftertaste of, like, all that stuff. But aspartame, anything that has aspartame in it, gives me bad stomach cramps. Like, doubled over stomach hurting really bad. So I do not do sugar-free anything because it's going to have aspartame in it, and I just can't handle that. I can't handle those stomach cramps because it's the kind of stomach cramps you just want to get in the bed with a heating pad on your stomach or something because it hurts so bad. And so somebody was asking about how Phoebe got her name. Well, she popped her head up. She popped her head up, made a noise, so I looked back around at her. I had a little Chihuahua before Phoebe. Some of you that followed along early might remember Sophia was my little Chihuahua. She lived right here on my desk. She had a bed, her water bowl, food bowl, all that right here, and she lived on my desk. She was much smaller than Phoebe. She was a tiny, tiny little girl. And the way I got her was I wanted to adopt a puppy, and the pound had posted some pictures of some Chihuahua puppies they had, and so we went to go check them out, and there was like, I think about 6 Chihuahua puppies. So we were looking at those, and a couple of cages down, there was a little yapper down there saying, pick me, pick me, pick me. And so I told Dakota, I said, oh, Dakota, let her out, pick her up, let's love on her. So there was this little bitty tiny Chihuahua in there, and she had been picked up walking down the road, and nobody ever claimed her, so she was there at the shelter. And we held her for a little bit, and then I told Dakota, I said, well, put her back in her cage, and he did, and she went ballistic. She went crazy. She was like, no, you're not leaving here without me. And so I told Dakota, I said, you know, we came to get a puppy, but a puppy we're going to have to housebreak. We're going to have to go through all that puppy stage. And she was a little bit older. I don't know. We don't know exactly how old she was, but she was probably a few years old. I said, you know, most likely she's, you know, would be much easier on us. On me, she would be easier. So, and she's yapping the whole time. You ain't leaving me. You ain't leaving me. So we got her. I went in there to the office and told the guy what dog I was going to get, and he said, you picked her up? I was like, yeah. He said, she let you pick her up? I said, yeah. He's like, okay. And so we got her. Obviously she had been giving those men up there a little trouble. I believe she belonged to a woman. She was a woman's dog. And, she attached to me right away. When we left there, we run some errands, and I would get out and run into a store or do something, you know, and she would have a fit when I would get out of the van and leave her. But anyway, so we had Sophia, and Sophia ended up having seizure, a bad seizure one morning, and passed away. I was devastated. I was so devastated. And so, the boys wanted to pull their money together and get me a Chihuahua. Now, all our other dogs have been, you know, like, animal rescues from shelters and such. But they wanted to get me a Chihuahua, so they got on the search for a Chihuahua for me. And we did find one in Jackson, Mississippi. And so my friend Angela and I and Dakota and Elijah, we went one day and picked her up. And I didn't have a name for her, but I had wrote some down. And so on the way over there, I was telling them, you know, like I had her picture and knew exactly what she looked like and everything. And I was telling them, okay, I'm going to read names out to y'all, and y'all give me a vote or whatever. And so we kept narrowing it down to a smaller list, and finally the name Phoebe won. So that's how she got her name and become Phoebe. So that's how Phoebe became mine. So someone asked me about typing aids, and I hadn't even looked at that or thought of that or anything, but I did look them up on Amazon, and whoo, that's expensive. To have two of those, it'd be like $50. So yeah, that's kind of pricey. I think it's pricey for just to have some sticks versus just using my thumbs. I mean, even with the sticks, I'd have to just peck out the letters. And my thumbs, you know, I'm just pecking out the letters too. So, I doubt I invest in that, because it would be like $50 to be able to do this instead of this. So, I don't think that would benefit me that much. I'm very frugal, okay? I'm very frugal, and I don't know. But I looked at them, and I'm sure that is great for some people. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be helpful or anything, but I just don't think it's worth the $50. Because they were like $25 for each hand, a left hand and a right hand. And I don't know what makes them, and they fit over your hand just like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. Oh, and somebody else was asking about my hook. Now, I cannot remember what Etsy store this came from, but if you search finger crochet hook, you're liable to find it. It's just a crochet hook that's shaped like a finger. That's probably what I searched and ended up finding this one. I wanted a flesh color one, but this is what she had. And I wanted just to order it. I didn't want to like special order it or ask her to make one in a certain color or anything. But I think a flesh one would have been cool. But I really love this one. I really love my green one. And it fits my hand just right. So that's, you know, it's very comfortable to use because it fits so well. Somebody asked recently that question, and then somebody else posted what Etsy store it was, and I cannot remember. But if you search finger crochet hook, it's most likely going to pull it up. Most likely. And someone asked about the frog that is in the intro of my videos. If you search my group, my YouTube channel, all YouTube channels have this little magnifying looking glass. If you click on that and put in crochet frog on my channel, it will pull that up. It will pull up probably a couple of videos there about that crochet frog and tell you about the pattern and all that kind of stuff. So, yep. Anytime you see somebody on something on somebody's channel, just go to their channel and search. Now, if they title, well, I say that. Some people title crochet videos like numbers, and it don't really tell what the video is about. So, I don't know. But mine, I always put in my title what the video is about. So, you know, if you're clicking on that video, you know what you're going to get. And that way, when somebody searches my channel, it also will pull up the title, you know, whatever they're searching. If it's in the title of that video, it will pull it up. So, Katrina. I've had several questions about that recently. About, did Katrina affect us? No, not necessarily. It did not. That was down in New Orleans, the lower part of Louisiana. We're at the upper part. What affected us of that was the busloads of people that were brought up from New Orleans. They were brought here and taken to the Civic Center. And we did, you know, like, we went through clothes, took all kinds of clothes, went and bought snacks, things that didn't need to be cooked, but could be, you know, readily available for people. They could just pass out to people, like fruit cups, peanut butter cups, and, you know, all kinds of different things like that. Individual food type things. And, you know, we took clothes and just items that people would need, that, you know, had just lost everything. We was not affected by a flood until 2016. We had the northeast Louisiana and some of the south too. We were affected by we had a lot of rain in a short period of time, and were flooded. So that's when our house flooded, was in 2016. And I believe that was much later than Katrina. I can't remember what year Katrina was. And then I had some questions about when we used to do thrift store booths and stuff. We had, me and my kids did flea market booths in thrift stores. We had booths in lots of different stores, actually. In some stores we had multiple booths, like I believe we had about 8 booths in one store, and different locations and stuff like that. We just had flea market booths all over town and even out of town. So there were days that we just loaded our van up and went to restock all our flea market booths. And I did use that as part of my kids' schooling also, because they could buy things with their money, market, and anything we bought, we tried to get it at a price that we could triple our money back. Not just double, but I wanted to triple, and so that's what I taught my kids. And we would just go and restock our booths, and we kind of knew what kind of items sold at different locations and areas and all. So that's what we did, and I taught my kids how to do that and to, you know, figure out how much they needed to sell stuff at to make a profit. And so it was part of their math. You know, it was practical math. And, and we did that for several years. Until my health got so bad that I felt like I woke up one morning and I said, I gotta take my booths down. And so that's what I did that day. Went and shut down some of my booths, and it was just what I needed to do at that time, because my health took a really dive after that. Whew. But anyway, so my kids know how to make money if they need to. And matter of fact, Dakota does have a flea market booth, and he's doing pretty good at it. But he says one of the things that he sells the most of is stickers. Now, I like stickers, but I use stickers in a different way, and I'm going to do a video soon on what I do with stickers. But Dakota sells lots and lots of stuff. He'll go to rummage sales and get things to sell in his booth. I give him stuff as I come across stuff that, you know, I don't want anymore. Whatnots and stuff like that, you know. I'll give him some stuff like that sometimes when I'm cleaning out and kind of come across something. If I clean out a closet or a cabinet or something. About done gave him everything I could possibly give him, though, but he's doing pretty good at that. And then, but me and my kids used to go to auctions and buy stuff, and then we would go to rummage sales, yard sales, whatever you call them in your area. Yeah, making sure I left my chain 2 space. But anyway, we really enjoyed doing that, and I felt like I was teaching my kids something at the same time. Oh, I've got one more side to do, and then I'll be at the back to my corner. So yes, this is going much slower than my blanket last month did, but you know, I'm not in a race or anything like that. It's just I want to get it done to give to you know, so Big Daddy can gift it to his co-worker. But it's just, you know, it's just gonna take me some time this month. But I appreciate you guys here cheering me on and letting me chat with you guys while I'm working on this blanket. I do appreciate that. Ugh, got all tangled up there. So what are you guys working on today? What is your project of the day? Whether it's, you know, crochet or not. You don't have to be crocheting. You can be knitting. You can be loom knitting. You can be diamond painting. You can be coloring in a coloring book. Or planting something in your garden. You know, just what are you working on today? What are you trying to get accomplished today? Now, it is our garbage day, right? It's Wednesday, so it's garbage day. So when I get off here in a few minutes while this is uploading, I've got to go around the house and gather up all the little garbage cans, change out the baggies and all the little garbage cans and get all that together. So when Big Daddy heads out the door, he can take the garbage out, get it out to the road. Let's see what else I need to do today. That's probably about all I'm going to do today is just get the garbage together and out. My nurse will be coming today, so I'm going to pay attention to what time she gets here, what time she leaves, and just see how that goes. Yesterday, I did call. Someone had mentioned calling a counseling aging on age or something. Can't remember exactly the name of it, but I did call them and talk with them yesterday to see what resources might be out there, and basically nothing. If you don't have Medicaid or Medicare, there's nothing. Everything is income based, and so yeah. And she was so sweet and so apologetic that their agency couldn't do anything for me. And I told her I already knew that. I was just checking and just, you know, does she know of anywhere else? And she did go and talk to somebody else and came back and said, you know, I'm sorry, but everything just depends on if you're on Medicaid and Medicare, which I do not qualify for, so that's basically the only way to get any help. You know, there's private, paying somebody privately, but, and I don't need a nurse. Just, I could show anybody how to do my feeding tube and tell them how to do it and everything. But because of that's what it is, they're going to want to charge nursing fees. And I can't pay more than what Big Daddy makes. I mean, yeah, we can pay, but not more than he makes, and a nurse is going to make more than him. So that's the dilemma there. I don't mind paying somebody to come in and help, but I can't pay them more than what we make. And so, and I told that to her, you know, like if it's just a normal person, and it would probably need to be someone that lived close to me, because we don't live in town, we live way out of town. And anybody's going to want to charge for traveling out here. So I don't know, I kind of just fall through the cracks there. But I am going to pay attention today to see what time the home health nurse gets here. And I think there's different types of home health nurse, because some people have mentioned things that home health nurses do that my experience with home health nurses that I've had so far, they did not do any of those things. So I think those are things that it must be different types of home health. And also if you have Medicaid or Medicare, they pay for those types of things. They pay for those things to be done. And because I don't, Blue Cross Blue Shield is not going to pay. They try to get out of paying for everything. You know, anything they can deny, they're going to deny. Well, I said I was going to try that other, this right here, so let me try that. Neither one of these are going to fit on my thumb, so that's why I'm putting them on my pinky, is because they're too small for my thumb. But, just putting this through here. Well, goodness. And also, I am seeing my doctor, I think, next week. Wait a minute. I don't know, that's obviously not threaded correctly. I don't know how to use these rings. And then I'm holding it. See, I'm not good at using aids. I'm not. I just want to do it myself. Okay, so I'm seeing my doctor this next week. My primary care doctor, but he sees me in the rheumatology clinic. And so my son Dakota, who is 32 years old and has issues with joints, swelling around his joints, and just a lot of inflammation and pain. He wants me to, I don't know what just happened. He wants me to tell my doctor that he wants an appointment with him. And so I'm going to try to get Dakota set up with an appointment with my doctor. And Dakota said, you know, yeah, I could make an appointment with a different doctor. If he just called out to the hospital to get an appointment, he would just get an appointment with somebody else and not with my doctor, who is in the rheumatology clinic. He would get just a general practitioner, and then he would have to explain, you know, what's going on with him and why he suspects certain things. But if he can just get an appointment with my doctor right off the bat and go see him, my doctor would kind of know some of the history going on in his family, me, and be able to, you know, like order the correct blood work and stuff like that right off the bat, and not, you know, I mean, he could go and tell a doctor all about his mama, and the doctor would probably be like, yeah, right. But my doctor would already know, and so that might be helpful. But then my doctor might also be like, oh no, there's two of you. I'm retiring next week. So I'm going to try to get Dakota an appointment to see him. I do have appointments this week out there, but not with that doctor. I'll be seeing the orthopedic doctor. And my sweet friend Miss Curry sent me a text, and she is going to take me to my doctor's appointment on Thursday. Miss Curry watches my videos, and I appreciate her so very much. My kids grew up going to Curry Farms every year, and that's how we got to know Miss Curry. She ended up being Elijah's grandma. Not really, but people always thought she was, and they would ask Elijah, where's your grandma? And he would try to correct them, and then they would just keep on, you know, like the next day the same person or somebody else. And so he finally just was like, oh, she's over there, or she's somewhere, you know. He stopped trying to correct them and just went with it. We love Miss Curry and her husband, Mr. Curry. We're very fond of them and don't see them enough. Like, I love visiting with Miss Curry because I always learn new things from her. And it's always been a pleasure hanging out with her. And I wish I could more. So I'm excited that she's going to take me to my doctor's visit on Thursday and get to hang out with her. But anyway, guys, good grief, we have went an hour with me yakking my mouth. It doesn't seem like it's been an hour. Does it to you? Does that hour go by slow or fast to you? But I guess I better let you all get going so you can get on with your day, and I can go gather up garbage and scoop the cat litter boxes and stuff that I need to do while this video is uploading. Oh, I need to take this off. But yes, don't forget to tell me what project you're working on for WIP Wednesday. This is my WIP for today, and it might be for every day for the rest of my life. Hopefully I can get some crochet time in on this. I just gotta figure out how to hold this. And like I said, I'm not looking for an aid, because I don't know, that would just hinder me and I'd get aggravated with it. I know me. I would be aggravated, and by the time I had to set up some kind of aid and do this or do that, I would be too aggravated to even crochet. So it's just something I gotta figure out how to do with what I have to work with. And I'm gonna do it. But, and you know, after my hand heals better, it might be easier. So it's just and plus, you know, I gotta get these memory muscles, because obviously I've lost a finger and I'm not crocheting the way I was before. But I'll get it. I'm not giving up. Even if I get aggravated, I'm still not giving up. But you see how quick I got aggravated with the little purple, with the little ring things? Yeah, things like that just aggravate me. Oh, you know, anytime I try to do something like that, that just aggravates me and just doesn't work out for me. I don't like tedious things. I don't like things that take too much time. Anything I gotta fool with, I just want to do what I want to do. So guys, I'm gonna let you all get going. Remember, it is a beautiful day to crochet, and I love you guys, and I appreciate you coming and just spending time with me and working on your project or whatever you got going on while I'm working on mine. Whew. Now I gotta chain 2. 1 and 2. I'll figure it out. I just gotta figure it out, what works best for me and how to manipulate my hands and such. So, alright guys, so I will see you all in the next video. Bye friends.